the community response impact team actually does. I would say that the team is made up of a team of officers and one sergeant. We work on high crime areas and problem properties that present a drain on Patrol and Investigations Bureau. And the idea behind it is that we have the time and the ability to work on these current crime trends and resolve the problems for good. This area, because of all the vacancies, word gets out to homeless or squatters, teenage kids, that these places are vacant. And unfortunately, we've had quite a few burglaries in this neighborhood within the last couple of months. And it's just a sign of opportunity for kids that are looking for a place to squat in, to drink alcohol, or to smoke dope, or whatever the reason may be. It's kind of an invitation for them to come on inside and do whatever illegal activity they do. Luckily, on one of the burglaries that we had over here, we collected some empty aluminum cans, some beer cans, some cigarette butts, and we entered that evidence into our crime lab. Crime lab actually matched some fingerprints with some suspects, and the day that we got the information as to who the suspect could be that was breaking into these apartments, ironically, we had a burglary that same day, and the officers arrested them, and they ended up admitting to the numerous burglaries that they had committed in this area. Graffiti is a huge nuisance for the public, and understandably so. The last thing you want to see when you're coming out to go to work in the morning is to see that your vehicle or your garage or some sort of your property, your business, has been tagged up by either gangbangers or tagging crews. Ultimately, it's the responsibility of the property owner to clean up the tagging, and that's important because we want the tagging to be cleaned up. Otherwise, it's like a crime of opportunity. If a tag crew member happens to be in the area and sees tagging, typically what you'll see is that if they're from another crew, they'll come by and they'll tag on the same property. They'll cross out the other tag and put their own tag on the wall. So we really encourage the victims of graffiti to try to get the graffiti cleaned up as soon as possible. In 2007, Arvada was bombarded with graffiti calls for service. As you can see over there on the trailer, there's some tagging. Because this is one of the current crime trends, and because it's caused such a drain on Patrol, we were assigned to look into the graffiti problem in Arvada. And again, because we have the time to concentrate all of our efforts on the current crime trends, we attend graffiti classes, we meet with other agencies. The nice thing about sharing information with other agencies in the metro area about graffiti is that when another agency identifies a tagger, and we now know who the suspect is and what their tag is, we can go back to our files, and if we happen to find any tagging that was done in Arvada, then we can turn around and charge that individual as well. So the sharing of information with the other agencies is really key in trying to identify this graffiti here. You know, the biggest difference between day-to-day activity as an impact officer is that we don't take calls for service on the radio typically. We are a part of the Patrol, and we're always here to assist Patrol. And obviously, the streets come first, so if the streets are running short or officers are tied up, we're always here to help respond to calls for service. But our day typically differs in that we spend a lot of time gathering intelligence or information on our problem properties. We could be in meetings. If it's a meeting with the business owners or apartment managers, apartment owners. We could be in gang meetings, graffiti meetings, you name it. We could be working on one of our problem properties. We may be in a marked vehicle, we may be in an unmarked vehicle, gathering more intelligence or information, watching for certain vehicles that come into the area, getting license plates, talking to neighbors that are in the general area of the current crime trends. Just really out there trying to get information, forming partnerships. How you doing? How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, no problem.
I'm Officer Curtice. I'm with the Community Response Impact Team with Arvada. And I've heard of some things that are occurring over here, some criminal activity. I'm not saying your unit in particular, I'm saying the apartment community here.
Oh.
Is there anything that you've seen or heard or anything that you want to share with me that might be of importance to us? Arvada Police Department. The crime is going to keep coming back until we get rid of it. So we'll keep coming out and trying to make an impact and talk to the neighbors, pull statistics, use all the resources we have until we can get this area cleaned up. So it's going to take some work, but in the long run it will be worth it. We'll get this neighborhood back on track.